Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another exciting Hearts of Iron 4 stream. I am Bridger. Sorry for the slight late delay. I actually thought I had started streaming, but apparently I had not. So we are here to play some Hearts of Iron 4 with the new patch, the new expansion, No Step Back. I'm calling this one Class Warfare because I've got some custom game rules to play with today. In this one, I am changing every major power to either monarchist or communist. So we're going to have a communist bloc and a monarchist bloc. The UK, Germany, and the Soviet Union are going to try to go monarchist. Now with the new Soviet Union bringing back the Tsar, that's that one. Germany's going to bring back the Kaiser, and the UK is going to go with the King's Party. France, America, and Japan, and Poland are going to go down the communist trees. So that's the 3 versus 3 block. I don't expect Poland to help us out too much. I'm also going down the communist tree, I should say. So Poland, France, the US, and Japan versus the UK, Germany, and the Soviet Union. I have no idea how this is going to work out. I give it a 50-50 chance of something going horribly wrong. I'm just doing the game rules here is what I've set these up. So the AI is going to try to go down those paths. We'll see how it actually plays out. Either way, it should be sort of fun to explore this weird scenario, because I don't know about you guys, but I get a little tired of knowing everything that's going to happen and using hindsight to judge everything that I want to do. It's kind of like it's a little bit annoying and too easy. Kind of want to put myself in the position of the people in the time where they did not know for sure what the other guy was going to do. They did not know for sure what was going to work or what was a good idea. So that all having been said, we've got a couple of useful things to decide between. I'm going to turn down the volume on this just a touch. There we go. I have Sabaton turned off because otherwise we're going to get pulled off of YouTube. So we're definitely forming the popular front, and I think the most important thing to go to as fast as possible is to invite the communist ministers. Because when we do eventually, also because add 2 civilian factories is nice, but when we do eventually go down to this choice here, reconciliation versus revolution to the utmost, we are going to choose revolution to the utmost. Number one, we don't have the option to go loyalty to Moscow because they are going to try to go czarist. And I don't think the anti-fascist coalition seems right. I mean, that's us going with the UK. We know they're going to try to go towards the King's Party. So we're going to loyalty to the cause, which means we go down the destroy the counter-revolution. And this is going to start a civil war with any fascists. So we want to make sure the communists have the biggest percentage there. So I think it might be a good idea to start. I mean, consumer goods factories going down by 5% is also really good. So maybe we start there, then we go popular front, and then we go with invite communist ministers. That's what we're going to start with, I think. Those groups there. Now, the other thing we have to remember is our research slots are locked behind a lot of economic focuses and investment in infrastructure. So as soon as we get here, unless there's something we absolutely need to do, which right here I do not see anything we absolutely have to do, we're going to spend a lot of time in these trying to get to these research slots. At the very least, we want 1. Now, there's really nothing in this section of the political tree that's super useful, but reforming the labor laws, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's actually just a bad sword. We have an extra 5% consumer goods factories, but our stability goes up. Okay, that's good. That helps. More stability means a little bit increased factory output and such, but this is a good one. This is the good one. Inefficient economy is minus 20% to our factory and dockyard output. So we have to go through this and pay the extra consumer goods factories cost to get this. And I don't think you can ever remove the Matignon agreements. So that is the big problem. So this helps us get rid of the inefficient economy, and this one removes it entirely. So going down, this is going to help us. State arsenals is extra military factories. This one can also add military factories. So this is definitely a tree we also want to prioritize. So we're going to get here and stop. And then we're going to consider going down to get here as fast as possible, because this is the minus 10, 20% to our output is just hugely bad. We don't... Man, really? Why does anybody... Oh, economy costs going down. It's not bad, but free factories down here too. So lots of ways to get extra factories in this tree. We got to compare that to this, where we get eventually down to that research slot. I really want to get those research slots, but I don't know if we're going to be able to prioritize those over our economy, because our economy is just so bad. We can research all the stuff we want, but we can't produce any of the damn stuff. So that's my main problem. We're probably going to consider develop the colonies gets compliance, stability, 2 civilian factories in metropolitan states, 2 civilian factories in every colonial state that we've invested in. So, I mean, there's actually factories over here too, but it's not as fast, I don't think. That's a tough call. Maybe I'll just go down to at least to these ones. This one's here. No, I think I want to go all the way down to national champions. But we're going to start with the value of the franc. That's not how it's pronounced. And then pop back over here and do that. But the other one we got to consider is we get free military factories here, but we have to get more than 12% war support. That's probably just going to have to wait on tension going up, because world tension brings up our war support. And I'm sorry I didn't look the Twitch chat. There we go. Now we got Twitch chat. So we've got a big choice here: aggressive focus or defensive focus. Because France is just in such a horrible situation, and they might even get into a civil war they have to deal with, defensive focus is like where I'm feeling like I need to go, but I gotta spread the revolution. So I think we're going to wind up going with aggressive focus, not least of which because I really like this chief of army with the bonus to division attack much better than the bonus to division defense. Attack always seems to be much harder to come by than defense. So we've got that decided. Now we've got to go and check out some of the new stuff. So in the research tree, you can see all of the doctrine research is gone, which makes this a little bit cleaner. And we're definitely going to get the 3 standard opening options to help with your economy and your research. Those all have to be done at some point anyway, because you can't win the game without getting radio. That reinforce rate is just too important. Coordination is a new thing that helps your units focus fire on same enemy units. Can you boost the colonies and let them help? Yes, but the colonies are officially part of France, right? The British colonies are actually their own independents that are like subjects of the British Empire. The French colonies are actually considered to be controlled by France. So that's what a bunch of this does over here, right? Develop the colonies, improves their compliance, and then invest in West Africa gives them a bunch of building slots. Invest in Indochina does the same, Syria does the same, Algerian France does the same, and Metropolitan France does the same. And then industrial expansion adds civilian factories to Metropolitan, but this adds 2 civilian factories to every colonial state previously invested in. So we would get 2, 4, 6, 8 civilian factories from the colonies, which is really good. The other nice thing that we can get from the colonies is here. We can use the Blum-Violet proposal, and this essentially makes North Africa part of France. It's not a colony anymore. I get cores on those. Now, we do turn some violence because, you know, probably the Metropolitan French don't like that. But even more importantly, we can expand the non-core manpower for the rest of the empire, the rest of the colonies, by an extra 3%, which it starts at 2%, so that's doubling, more than doubling it. And then we can either encourage immigration, which gets rid of our full employment. That is a really bad debuff. Or we can do French Indivisible, which gives us more non-core manpower. So this is a minus 25% to all recruitable population, or we get a little bit extra non-core manpower, and then referendums in various parts of a colonial empire, some parts may choose to become fully independent. No, we want to encourage immigration. That seems like a weird thing. France indivisible, but let's make them fully independent. What? What is that? What is going on there? So I kind of like the idea of having like 10% non-core manpower. That's kind of a cool idea, because I think where's that manpower? There it is. We do have more non-core manpower available than we do. 69 million non-core population in the colonies versus 42 million in the core population. So, but we're going to go down to the encourage immigration to get rid of that awful, awful starting thing. So this is the one we talked about how we're going to get rid of that. Oh, political violence, that can't be good. Full employment, this is the one we just talked about how we're going to get rid of. Protected by the Maginot Line, not awful if you're using the Grand Battle Plan doctrine. 25% extra planning is a huge bonus. That's nearly double. It's at least a third, maybe more. Disjointed government. This one does suck quite a lot. It makes it much easier for you to surrender, and it really cripples your political power. How do we get rid of disjointed? So it looks like force the issue gets rid of disjointed government. So when we're tired of getting just a tiny, tiny trickle of political power, we've got to go down this entire tree and force the issue to switch to communism. All right, so we've got that. We've got to decide what we're going to do with the civilian factories. You know what I learned in the half hour before this stream started? Oops, I got to do this. Nope, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? This should be... Let me make sure I... F4. Oh, there we go. That's the button I was looking to press. Okay. Let me get this out of the way again so I can see the chat. Okay. So, here's the new supply map mode. Now, what does 1 of 20 mean here? Trains needed? It's level 20, but it's only using 1 level of supply? I don't know. Oh, from level 2, it gets 20. Trains needed 1 of 1. Yeah, I think that's what the 1 of 20 means. It's using, this hub is using 1 train of 20 needed. Now, here's a problem that we have right at the beginning. These guys are low on supply right from the beginning of the game because they're in the mountains and they're far away from this supply hub. There's no natural supply hub here. Turin would probably be the natural supply hub, but these guys don't control Turin, so we can't get supplies from them. I think these guys are just going to be at low supply, which sucks. I don't know exactly how that affects them yet. I think it doesn't cause attrition immediately, which is nice. But we'll see. The thing that blows my mind is creating a new supply hub is 20,000 construction cost. If I want to fix this and build a supply hub here that can supply this region without controlling Turin, it's going to take almost a year. Now, granted, I have crappy construction speed at the beginning of the game because I haven't researched any techs, but that is awful. And I can improve motorization at this hub, right? I can upgrade the railways to get to this hub, but upgrading railways going this way doesn't have an impact. Not at all. Because there's no supply hub at the end. These guys are getting their supply exclusively from over here. Now, we can increase the motorization level because it extends the hub's supply range and the amount of supply provided to the provinces. So right now we're at low priority. Consider using upgrade railways command. To increase the range and supply provided by a supply hub, consider using the upgraded railways command or changing the motorization level. So this could potentially improve the supply that this provides. I don't think so. I think this is the thing. Now, if we press this, it looks like it'll help alleviate our supply situation, but now we're using some trucks. And if we click it again, it looks like we are now going to be using even 50 of 50 trucks versus no trucks versus 25 trucks. So you can see, if we are at horse, the regions at the exterior, and especially the mountainous regions, don't get full supply. If we add trucks, more of the area gets supply. If we add double trucks, the last area is going to get supply. I think it's still colored poorly because this hasn't updated. We'll try it over time and mess with it later. We do have a bunch of extra... Oh, trucks needed 0. In stockpile, 1. 1 truck in the stockpile, because I'm guessing we need a lot more trucks out on the board somewhere. Do we have a design that includes trucks? Oh, that's right. You can click and drag these things around now. That's cool. I forgot about that one. So you can also decommission templates. I think that's new. So they've actually got a good motorized division. Motorized recon company. I don't know why you'd put motorized recon company on your motorized division. I mean, it's good reconnaissance, but light an armored car recon company is better reconnaissance, gives you better breakthrough, and a light armor gives you worse reconnaissance. So I guess, you know, motorized is better than cavalry recon, right? So I guess there's that. So that's a good one. Division Colonial. Yeah, that's not awful. Add an armored battalion to support company to enable equipment tag selection. That's a new feature. And this is not equipment... Okay, this is Division Colonial, Division d'Infanterie. So this is pretty much the same, with the exception that the Infantry Division gets an engineering company, which gives it a little bit of breakthrough, a lot of defense, and a little bit of entrenchment. And when it comes to the divisions, the general mainline divisions that you're going to want defending your borders, I guess that's a good one. Go with civic no matter what. Civilian? Is that what you mean? Civilian factory? I'm going to need to elaborate on that. Now, we've got an Alpine Division, which is quite good. It doesn't have any support companies, and it will need them. Does these still cost like 10? God, I hate how much it costs to change your division designs around, but I guess there's... The only way to prevent a player from just making optimal designs from the beginning of the game is that, right? I guess there was... I wish there was a better way. Wow! This is a pretty crappy armor company right here. Doesn't even have any artillery in it. And only 2 armored battalions. Not a fan of that. This is just an armored battalion, basically, or an armored regiment. These are also bad for different reasons. This has no organization in comparison, right? If we compare this, it's got 10 organization versus 37. Much better staying power. It does have slightly better armor, but like you don't need a lot of armor at the beginning. And then we've got a brigade, Colonial Brigade. This might morph into like our coastal defense brigade. Okay, good to know. You can see what those are like. So anyway, it's free civilian factories, and we now got to decide what to do. And I think we got to start by building a few more civilian factories, and then immediately transition into a few more military factories. We are just super short. And as much as I love to like build a lot of civilian factories right up front, I have to alternate for this one, I think. Now, what's our fuel reserves? Fuel capacity is actually really low. I'm used to that number being much higher. So before the war breaks out, we're going to want to build some fuel silos as well. But let's start with just this and some more military factories. Let's go with Champagne region for the military factories there. Okay. So we've got that taken care of. We do have a few free military factories here. I think we've got to go with 1 more rifle and 1 more towed artillery, Because I'm going to guess we don't have a lot of towed artillery in reserve. We have 0 in reserve. Okay, that's good to know. Now, the officer corps is the new thing we've got here. We've got generals and admirals listed here, but that doesn't really matter. What does matter is the command power changed. War support is really lowering our amount of command power. Ugh. There's not much we can do on this window at all until we get political power and stuff. But I do want to get stuff positioned here because this is where you get your free daily army experience and such. I can't really get any experience to do any of these changes I'm talking about.
Pareil.
Okay, meanwhile, I think we're ready to just sort of start ticking time here. And maybe we'll do at speed 3 and we'll start organizing our army. As I normally do, I like giving everybody the job of running back home, and I'll put you in one giant army, and then I will decide how to set it up from there. So I'm going to start by making this my training army, because I always need a training army. Alright, now from this I have to go into my thing and set these right. So my mainline infantry division is going to keep that. My Colonial Division, this is going to be sort of a lighter force, I think, designed to operate in more oh god, did I just break my infrastructure? My supply situation is worse. Huh. So it says only 8 of 50. And I think that's meaning... What? What is that meaning? $50 is the supply cap in Paris. But what does the 8 of 50 mean? I can't see it. There we go. 7? No, I can't see it because they're all stuck in there. There we go. Total supply hubs in Paris. Supply from state. I don't know what the 7 of 20 means either. That must be like the throughput. The problem here is that I can't really see the problem there. Supply remaining in province is 0. I guess that explains it there. Because I've jammed them all into a single province, right? So... $20 is the max we can have there. Why don't we take our new army and we'll go ahead... What is it? C? We'll spread them out in a bunch of provinces and see how that works. I should also take the rest of my army and add them to the same thing. Everybody come over here and we'll figure it out later. I think I'm going to leave these people over here. I'm not going to mess with them. It's going to be a long time to get them back. But we'll take all of these guys near France and get them back and give them something to do. And we'll redistribute them back to the Empire when we feel comfortable.
Attention.
1 in Madagascar? Sure. We'll leave him there. Okay. So, the Colonial Division is going to be a slightly lighter division, not needing to take on too much. So, a pawn? Maybe? Actually, I've always, in my mind, I've used these cross guns in the past to be my lighter division. We've got motorized. Now we've got 2... This is no good. I do not like this. Let's just turn this into something that I don't care what it is because I'm going to make it go away very soon. Now, the Colonial Brigade, this is going to be my defense, coastal defense. So my coastal defense icon in my head that I've always used is the island. Where's the island? Is it gone? Ah, there it is. Little island guys. So that's my coastal defense army. Now I'm going to need to make one of these for a garrison force, but I don't need to worry about that right now. Now, what's important is now I can tell them by their icons what they are. So let's see if this solves our problem and spreads things out. It looks like it does. And I'm helping to spread this out too. A little bit more. So I'm going to let them do their thing. They're going to get into position.
Allez.
And now I get to decide, okay, we get to, this is a cool new thing that you can sort these by. So I decided that I did not like that tank division at all. It's a crappy tank division. We're at least going to swap these over to actual tank divisions, the actual light tank division. There we go. Now, not enough equipment for that. Totally get it. But it will at least let me decommission that thing out of existence. There we go. Now, are there other decommissioned ones that I didn't see? Nope, that was the only one. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I have to decide how I'm going to set these up. So, let's take some basic infantry divisions.
Écoutez. Gardez vos rangs. Aux ordres.
I should have sorted them first. All right, here's 12. Let's turn them into an army.
Parlez.
And for now, we'll put them on the Maginot Line, and we'll probably... Oops. Of course you can't do that. Why would you be able to do that? That would be ridiculous. So that's our Maginot defense.
Gardez vos rangs.
Let's take the rest of our infantry. Oh, really? We only have a few more regular infantry divisions? I didn't actually look at my cavalry division, did I? It's a cavalry regiment. Oh, no. That's not acceptable. So,
Gardez vos rangs.
how many... We've got... Oh, wow. We actually have a lot of motorized. That's really good.
Gardez vos rangs.
I want them to have their own army. They are going to be my strategic reserve. I like using motorized as a strategic reserve because they're fast, so they can plug holes or exploit gaps. So that... I always keep my strategic reserve orange. That's just the color I assign in my head. So, what is that telling me? Telling me that they have no order. That's okay. You don't need an order because you're just going to chill.
Écoutez.
Equité, liberté, égalité.
Attention.
Oh, it's telling me about the coastal guys over there. Yeah, why doesn't Syria do this? We'll keep the Mediterranean guys over here as well.
Gardez vos rangs.
Alright. So they are now on their way. Now, what do we have left for regular... Oh, God.
Aux ordres.
7 regular infantry divisions. Well, that's not acceptable. So let's add them to a new army. And this is... This is going to have to be... I don't know what this is going to be yet. But I do know I'm going to take these cavalry divisions and turn them into infantry division so they can join that army. Okay, so now we've got 12 and we've got 13. Now we got to take our mountain troops and turn them into my Italian defense division. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to be enough. I'll give them the mountain symbol here, or you know, diamond is a good. And 4 is not enough to guard the Italian border, so actually let's give them one of these infantry divisions. So now we've got 2 armies of 12 each. We'll have to fill those up more, because boy, that's weak. We've got our mountain army, and now we've got to decide how to use the rest of this. So we've got some of these light tank division has to be set up on its own. Perfect. And we're going to make this a nice bright red for my offensive colors. I usually use cool colors for my defensive armies, and I use bright colors with pointy icons. Now it's telling me I've got a problem Yeah. So we still have this supply issue. We wanted to check that out. So if we do this, does that alleviate the supply issue at all? What if we do this? It does not appear to fix it. So their organization is falling. No, their organization is still climbing, but I don't know what being low on supplies does to this troop. Oh, you know what? I don't have any trucks, right? That was the thing we determined. I have 6 trucks in the stockpile, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But probably once I get enough trucks, it'll work. So the good news is, okay, supplies demanded, supplies received. So I'm guessing that is only going to be a problem if they actually get in combat. So the good news is, with this new supply system, they don't take attrition just from being at low supply. So I'm happy with that. Okay. So
Attention.
That's my mountain army, light tanks,
Gardez vos rangs.
motorized reserve. Let's kind of see what we got with the rest of this. So I think this is going to be my North African army. If I'm going to attack anything... Yeah, North Africa I can actually perform offensive operations in at the beginning of the game. It's going to be pure defense for the rest of the Empire, is what it comes down to, right? So this is going to have its own army, and it's going to be in North Africa. Or it's going to be deployable. You know what? This is actually... This can be my light army. And it can be deployable to wherever I need it, which is, you know, it's why it's going to be orange. It's my... I send this to places that are lower on supply army. Not that it's that much less supply. Supply use 0.72 versus 0.7, but we will make sure that this one gets a logistics company, right? Ethiopia, oh no. We'll make sure that this one gets a logistics company, and it never gets really bigger. Oh, there, that happened. So we've devalued the franc. Now we're going to form the Popular Front. We're going to improve our stability and get towards those ministers. So let's see what happens with the German situation here. German military junta. So hopefully this works. But if it doesn't, we'll still have a slightly weaker Germany to deal with. Hello, Tender. Welcome back. Alright, so the rest of these don't have orders yet, and that's okay.
Attention.
Attention. I think I'm just going to park this guy in North Africa for now, with a garrison order. Actually, you know what? If they invade navally... I wish I could tell them to also guard this front line. Right? That's kind of annoying that they don't. But you know what? We don't need that part of the border, right? Let's have them guard this city here, I guess. I don't anticipate needing to guard that part. So it doesn't have enough, but it's, you know, it's got what it's got. We should review our own participation in the treaty. Wow. Okay. Japan abandoned the treaty right away. Base is in low supply. I'm going to try to pause it here. Supply in this area is not enough, and this is impacting naval and air bases. Any missions run from them will be less efficient. Spread out or reassign your fleets to reduce local consumption. Build higher level infrastructure and make sure there are no railway bottlenecks. Why is higher level infrastructure going to help, exactly? Increases your supply power in strategic regions and increases your division speed. Are these old tooltips? Does infrastructure still have any effect on this? So this says demanded supplies. This doesn't seem to imply that it's being overrun here. There's still plenty of supplies here. So why is it telling me that southern France bases are out of supply? I mean, that's just going to be annoying if it keeps telling me that all the time. Like, yeah, I get it. I feel like these new tooltips don't give you as much information as the previous ones. I mean, we've got a level 2 railway going through pretty much all of France. I don't think we need to upgrade it. But okay, let's ignore that for now. We're sending these guys, this light army, to go just guard the coast here for now. Because now we need to send the vast majority of troops here.
Écoutez. Attention. Gardez vos rangs.
This is going to be a new army. So in fact, my light army, I'm going to keep my light army in reserve in the mainland right now, to be honest. I'm probably going to need those troops, but this is purely Colonial Defense Force. And actually, this is going to have to be African Colonial Defense, including North Africa. So we're going to create a new theater for them to help keep things organized. And this is going to need to do an area defense situation. And really we just want naval bases and victory points guarded. But we've got more places to click on. I don't think we have to worry about stuff going on down here, but so this is saying I need a lot more divisions to do this. I think I'm just going to not defend that area down there. There's just not enough to care about to send a lot of divisions. If I get invaded down here, I'll send the light army down there to deal with the invasion. I'm not sure it's worth stationing my divisions down there because I really desperately need them. So I think I'm just going to leave this defending North Africa with 19 troops. Okay, never mind. We can do it. We've got 19 divisions that satisfy this. So we can at least have one division on each of these. Yes, okay, we need exactly 19 to do what I just did, so that's good. 19 divisions, African Colonial Defense. This will work. We don't have people assigned for them yet, but it is what it is. And then this is our training division, which we will assign any new units to. But for now, I guess these guys are just going to chill on this border for now. Alright, let's move these guys out now. The light army might just be backing up the force. You know what? No. I don't want it to be backing up the Italian force, then it'll just be out of supply and make that thing worse. Alright. So our tank army is just going to chill somewhere over here. Just away from the other training army. Whew. Okay, we've got that under control. Speed up the time a little bit here. No divisions are in basic training. Dude, we cannot afford it. Come on now. How's this going? We still haven't built too much here. And our political power is crawling in. If possible, can we get off a civilian economy? No, we need more than 15% war support to do that. So our political power is incredibly precious for a very long time.
Écoutez.
So I guess we need like an army for these guys in its own theater. And honestly, I don't know if I need to give them any specific orders. I think they should be light divisions, but I think I can't afford that, so I think they're going to wind up being Colonial Divisions. Now, we have some light divisions mixed in is fine with me.
Pareil.
So let's give them the garrison order for the areas they are covering. And let's make sure they get the same information. Victory points and naval bases. We're going to need 7 of them in there. Oh, God. Okay. The good news is we probably don't need to worry too much about Japan. Because I'm told them to go communist and we'll see if that happens. But events or decision timeout. So, do we want to withdraw from the London Naval Treaty? We don't have the political power to do that. Give me a break. We don't have the political power to do anything. I would love to give refuge to some scientists, to be honest, but let's see how that civil war is going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the Reich is winning. Things have gone wrong already. Yeah, let's get another research speed boost right away.
Gardez vos rangs.
Very low supplies. He's out in the middle of the ocean. Of course he has very low supplies. What are you trying to tell me here? That's annoying. Okay. And we also have very low supplies over here? Why? I'm going to pause for a second to try to understand what I'm reading. Supply remaining in Province 5. So why is it bright red? Because this is supply remaining in Province 3. Why? It's only receiving 47% of the supplies from that hub? Supplies received from state, 1.72. So this is a bigger naval base, isn't it? Level 4 naval base versus this, which is level 6 naval base. It should be getting plenty of supply. Why is our supply going to here? So I guess, even though it's a much better naval base over there, I could tell them, hey, don't go through this. Does that redirect things? No convoys have access. What are you talking about, no convoys have access? Right here. Just go right here. It can't reroute? Are you serious? Why can't you just use Marseille? Okay, maybe instead of that, can I, like, do this? It doesn't reroute? Are you kidding me? That's got to be patched, right? I mean, I think that might have been the behavior before this started, but it's absolutely absurd that we can't just go across the Med to North Africa and that we have to go out through frickin' Cherbourg. I get that Cherbourg's closer to Paris, but I don't think that these ports are being extra stressed at the moment. Alright, so now we gotta make a decision here. Reform rather than revolution. Or a broad coalition of democratic parties is preferable. No, we want to reform towards communism rather than revolution towards communism. That is really frustrating. I don't know how to get around that. So that's fixed itself, but it's all going through this because it's the closest port. So there's no longer a thing telling me that the port is like the bottleneck here. Supply from hubs in Casablanca. If I hover over the hub, what does that tell me? Supply connection from capital. Paris to Cherbourg is the railway bottleneck. Is there no longer a bottleneck at the port? So this is sending 20 here. This is receiving 20. And this is receiving 20. So now if I... Okay, interesting. So 20 is not enough here, I guess. Supply from hubs is only 3.48. Why isn't it 20, though? I can't actually see the thing because this is in the way. I'm trying to give them directions to get out of my way so I can see this. So see, this says 1 of 20. Supply throughput cap is 15, limited by railway level. Okay, now it's got supply in the province. Oh, because I put the damn boats out to sea. Demanded supplies 0.2. Supply connection from capital is 20. Demanded supplies 0. Why does adding extra demand for supplies change that to 0? Guys, I am very confused here. Help me out. So if I click this, we get that, we get this, and we get that up there gets upgraded. And they get upgraded 8 times. Or no, it's already a level 8 railway? Railways needed for completion, 16. Wonder why that needs 8, just because of the length, maybe? Whereas the ones down there, upgrading level 2 railways to level 3. What does that cost me? Doesn't say what it costs me. 170 plus 130 per existing railway level. Okay. I just don't get the color here. Why is this bright red? Why is it telling me supply from hubs is only 3.48? Shouldn't it be 20? We're not using up the supply over here, I don't think. I gotta go reread that developer diary because I do not understand this at all. These guys aren't low on supply as far as I can tell. They've got plenty of fuel, I guess. This guy is low on supply, though. He's super low on supply. Just because this damn boat is here. Like, is that going to fix his supply situation kind of immediately?
Attention.
It does. I do not get these numbers. Supply from hubs is 3. Supply from state is 2. Why is the supply from hub only 3.48? Alright, so we formed the Popular Front, which will help us a little bit. Now we're going to invite communist ministers. Now, does that give us political power? No. And it's going to take a long time to get that damn minister online. Ooh, we got a free military factory. What do we do with it? I want to say infantry equipment, but trucks are also in high demand. $1,460, 800, 800. So yes, infantry equipment it is. Supplies demanded by ships is 3.68. Supplies received from the state is 1.72, but what I don't understand is why aren't they getting any supplies from the capital? These are not insufficient railway networks, as far as I can tell. We have 118 trains. We only need 31. Is it an infrastructure thing? Do we determine that infrastructure actually does have a purpose and that maybe infrastructure at level 5 better distributes the 20 that we get? Huh. How long does that take to build? It's only 6,000. Well, 6,000 is actually a lot, isn't it? You know what? I get infrastructure for free in North Africa for one of these focuses. We'll try and see if that makes a difference. Basic machine tools. Fantastic. Now, we are likely going to be the target of enemy bombing. So I kind of feel like, and I'm going to be switching stuff around a lot, so I think I'm going to go with dispersed industry for this. I mean, it says decisions are available, but I can't afford them. Oh, prospect for resources in Madagascar. How about no, Scott? Realize European unity. Okay, that's going to take a long time before it happens. I know I have no division basic training. I can't even support the ones I've got right now. Somebody's going to put together a guide for this and do a bunch of tests, but I'm not going to do it live here on the stream. Let's see, where is... Develop the colonies, gives them compliance. There we go. Infrastructure in the Pyrenees. This doesn't give any infrastructure in the colonies. That's annoying. These add building slots, but not infrastructure. I'd hoped that they would add infrastructure. So maybe I do have to test this. Limited by railway level. So supply throughput cap is 20. And it's nowhere near this throughput cap. And yet it's not receiving the supplies. Is Cherbourg not a big enough port? It's only a poor level 3 port. That's got to be it, right? Cherbourg to Casablanca. It's sending 8. Nothing here implies that the port level has anything to do with it, but I think the railway from Paris to Cherbourg is supporting every overseas colony that we have, and only 8 is going to Casablanca. So, that might be our ticket. Improve the rail network here. Not that, the rail network. Huh. Wouldn't you have to add both of those in order to make that work? Let's get rid of these. And, okay. So click on this guy. Hit upgrade railways, and then what did it add? It added Cherbourg to Paris as a single entity of 8. But if I add it manually, okay, that's really weird. No. Start fresh. Click this. Click this. Oh, okay. I see. I think. Paris to Cherbourg would add 2. That doesn't do anything. What is going on here? I guess I just have to use this button to properly upgrade that section of railway and do it for 8 as opposed to telling it, hey, I want to upgrade stuff. Boom and boom. That's 7. Oh, I have to hit this too? 8. Okay, so this is just spreading it out, but it's the same amount of time. I get it. That makes sense. Okay, slowly, this is coming together. So we're going to find out if that solves our problem in Algiers once we actually get to constructing it. But I'm focusing on these first, because the supply issue is just not important, because we haven't got combat happening. So we've organized our army. We still have a low supply problem over here. I have 0 trucks in reserve. Why do I have 0 trucks in reserve? Where are the trucks needed? Oh, you know what? It's because I turned those armor units? No, I thought I'd turned them into something else. Maybe I turned them all into good armor units, and that's why... Yeah, these need the trucks, don't they? 132 truck, 125 truck. Yeah, this is where most of the trucks are needed. Okay, that's all well and good. Let's start building more trucks. You know what we're also not building is trains. Or armored cars. Like, there's so much stuff I want to be building. But the things that I'm building now... Okay, so... Don't need to worry about that. Let's get level 1, or not, good fighters at least researched, I think. We also haven't messed around with the armor designer. That's going to be interesting. You've already got the chassis. Where do we get the extra guns? It's in the artillery tree, isn't it? And I would like better armor, wouldn't I? Gives better breakthrough values. That's good. Anti-communist raids. No, we're not going to be doing that. Dismantle the Maginot Line. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Dismantle the Maginot... We can't do that yet. So our command power is slowly climbing. We might be able to assign one of these eventually. But I still need the political power to assign one of these guys the Communist Revolutionary in order to start our communism drift. And that's just going to take a long time to get to. So I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. Actually, while we're doing that, let's take a look at our naval situation. And just like our army, I like to take every single navy and just put it in one giant fleet, split it up into the classes, and figure it all out together. Yes, all into one giant fleet. We're just going to be located up there in the English Channel for now. That's fine.
Pareil.
Oh, they're all drawing supplies from over here is what's going on. Alright. What kind of tanks are we building? H-35s? A one-man turret, tasked with aiming and loading a main armament as well as keeping watch on targets and threats. Perhaps some good things may come of this. Yeah. Good luck with that. Alright, so protests have descended into violence. Loose alliance of right-wing and far-right leagues held protests and demonstrations across Paris. Oh. They don't like that we're going communist, I guess. The protesters had never planned to assemble and disperse peacefully. As if on an unspoken signal, they changed course and converged upon the National Assembly. Hastily summoned riot police were able to hold the marching columns within sight of the building. On several occasions, groups charged the police line and were thrown back. Alright, so... change of popularity of fascism and non-aligned? No. Prosecute those responsible. Oh, come on! That's going to kill my political power already. But, we got to prosecute those responsible. I mean, that's just what's got to happen. Can't let them get away with it. Alright, so anyway. Oh, you can tag the equipment. Interesting. Oh, I like that. Just like you can with the other designer. So, light tank, which we can't add because... what does this unlock? Basic light tank chassis, improved light tank chassis. So we're producing an old tank for some reason. Select model. Oh, that's just the visual model. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, it is just the visual model. Okay. None of that matters either. I'm looking to try to change to advanced light tank chassis. which is theoretically better. Improved, that's the one I'm looking for. I guess I can't make any of those, though, can I? So this is basic light tank chassis. Advanced. What does the improved let us do? Doesn't let us use those. We haven't researched them yet. Did it say in here what the improved chassis does? It does not. It costs more, and it doesn't say what the improved chassis does in comparison. Huh. This has 2 options. This also has 2 options. Oh, this has a lot more options. 5 underneath. Oh, okay. Improved small cannon. Same 5 options, though. Huh. So, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 options. This also has 4 options. What is the difference? Wait a minute, I got it. This is maxed out at 9. No, that's actually controlled by something else, isn't it? Research improved engine, improved armor production. I was thinking maybe, so the engine, that has 1, that has 4, 1, same 4. What in the hell does this improved chassis do for me? Except cost me more money. Got 3 there. Got 3 here. 3 there. 3 here. This is the new expansion. No Step Back lets you design the tank. I just don't see what the chassis does. 2, 4, 16, 80, 10. Doesn't tell me that there. These are the 2 things to compare. Oh, hang on. There's some base stat differences I missed. Okay, reliability is improved, and armor is increased. Those are the 2 main things. So the improved light tank chassis has better reliability and better armor. Finally, why did it not include that information here when I looked at them? I thought I would have found it. Ah, I did. And I do not know what in the hell these arrows are referencing. I have no idea. But the good news is I figured out the situation. So it's reliability and it's armor. Okay, so let's let time continue to travel. I'm not picking a focus for a short time because I really need to get... I mean, ideally I'd get a couple of people here, right? Silent Workhorse would really help me. Like, massively. Is there anything here somewhere where I can get political power? Okay, political power gain plus 0.25. None of these seem to give me political power. Let's type it in here. Oh, actually, stability, political. This one would have given it to me, but I'm not going democratic. That doesn't help down there. No. Nothing quick that gives me political power. I guess it is what it is. I'm just going to sit here and wait for that political power to catch up. Disjointed government. The way that I get rid of that with my tree is this down here. It's just going to take a long time to get there for me. So I've got to deal with this disjointed government, which I think means my first political advisor is going to be the silent workhorse. The next thing I do is going to be the communist minister, and then the women's suffrage, and then I can go wherever else I want. But because that limited political power is brutal. I can't fill up any of my general slots. That means I get no experience, no doctrines. All right, so, oh, hey! Look at that! They're winning. August von Mackensen, the great war hero. Yep, they're going to take control. Alright, we don't know too much about what's going on here in the Soviet Union, but we can expect it's going to be brutal. What about the United States? Unknown focus. All unknown. Now, the AI doing the focus, I can actually see what they've done, but I don't know what they're doing now. That's weird. They got to go down, suspend the persecution. See how well that works out for us. Somehow I'm actually gaining fuel. Oh, because I'm not using any, and I gained the tiny, tiny trickle.
Gardez vos rangs.
Yeah, these guys don't have any place to be, which is fine.
Paré.
Those guys are okay where they are. I'm still just waiting on these things to catch up. 900 days now. 400 days. 500 days. Okay. There it is. The German Reich has been annexed. German Civil War is over. These should always be maxed out, but I guess they give you that option. What do we have for naval tech anyway? Alright, we've got heavy ship hulls, and we've got destroyer hulls. Not too bad. We don't have cruiser hulls yet, and I absolutely cannot waste any of my research on it, I don't think. What's the big deal here? Well, the 1936 cruisers move a lot faster. They look more modern. They don't have that weird wire going across the top of it. Maybe that's communication. I don't know. Max range boost. I mean, the max speed is really the thing, right? In a sense. I very much would like to slide just that cruiser tech. I have the basic tech everywhere else. It's just the cruiser that I'm not at. I'm also not at good torpedoes, but I don't care about that too much. So now the other thing I understand is, yeah, so these add the extra different types of guns. And this is the anti-air guns that you can have. And then this is the anti-tank guns that you can make your tanks into. So those are also got to be on the damn menu. I really want to make sure I've got field hospitals for all of my armies before major war breaks out, because population limitations are one of my big issues. Speed up to speed 4 here. Let's see if my navy is consolidated. Once it has... Still telling me about Western France. Western France is a problem because of the navy that I just put in there? Is that the thing? It says supply remaining in province is 8.69, so why is it yelling me about bases in very low supply? I guess 13 is low supply, and like, so anything under 10 is very low supply? That's why it's yelling at me?
Aux ordres.
And of course, that means out of supply. So I think there's no issue here, but let's go ahead and split these off into the appropriate situations. So, we do have a carrier. That's interesting. All carriers and all battleships together are split off. Now. Oh, it didn't actually split them, did it? Oh, it did. Okay. So... let's just make this into that. Doesn't really matter. The games of the Olympiad. Split these off. All heavy cruisers. Then we will split off all light cruisers. Then this is just how I organize my navy. All destroyers. Once I get them split into groups, I take a look at the groups and figure out which ones are good for which things. So this is my submarine force, but for now it's just going to have that symbol. I have a feeling most of these destroyers are going to be useless, like they always are. Not useless, not all of them, some of them. And I'm short on light cruisers, huh? Okay, so now I get to look at these ships and take a look at what they're made of. This is a converted... and it doesn't even use all of its deck. Oh my god. You could have 60 deck size, why wouldn't you? Because I don't have the experience points to spend on it. Ugh. Alright, anyway. How are these battleship classes? We've got the Bretagne, the Corbeil. Those are my 2 battleships. So let's take a look at what they have to provide. The Reichslau, the Bretagne. It's a 22-knot ship. That's not too bad. The worst battleships are the ones that are 20 knots or less. Oh, we've got things to do and people to see. Flying along here. Okay, didn't waste this though. So, I gained better armor protection. None of this matters though, because I can't actually utilize it. I can't change any of my designs. I can't do anything until I get the political power situation dealt with. So... is maybe my best course of action to just focus on this, even though we're ahead of time penalty, is focus on industry, because I can't utilize any of those other ones. Now, we can finally modify our government with a silent workhorse. I also want him, but I can't do it. Okay, so right now it's 1.22 per day. Add the silent workhorse, and now it's 1.52 per day. That's better. And we have extra free military factories. We could add some armored cars, but really, or you know what, towed anti-air. Let's add one of those. Just one factory on towed anti-air, and then the next factory will probably go on infantry equipment, and then we'll reevaluate later. So yeah, we know we have no template for towed anti-air, but if we don't start building it now, we're never going to have enough, is what it comes down to. All right, unpause. Go back to the naval situation. So, this Corbeil class, the design of that one, oh, is also 22, huh? Usually when I look at battleships, my main concern is the speed. But this guy's got 20... Okay, so he's got 25, 31, 26. 25, 31, 26. They're basically the same ship then. Right? What is different here? This one has extra AA guns. That one has an extra secondary attack. Okay. So I'm just going to consider them basically the same ship. And in that case, how do we want to split these up? One group is going to have aircraft carriers helping them out. The other group is not. I feel like the problem is I want this med to be the most important sector for me to defend navally, but because of the garbage way that the AI deals with this, I wonder, you know what? I wonder if I build a railway network down to Marseille or Toulon, will they change and go out down there? I want to try that. It's going to probably take too much actual, more than I want to spend, but I'm going to make that a level 3 railway, and hopefully that will become the most efficient path, and then we will see if that works. Alright, now I could... Oh no, I don't think I have any. Oh yeah, I do have intervention in Spain. It's only 35 days. Maybe I should do that and see what I can do, because I would love to have Republican Spain as a friend. So the very next one we'll get is the Communist Revolutionary, and then we can start getting other focuses. Communist influence foreign policy. Soviet Union gains communists in government. Change popularity of communism. Yeah, let's continue down the path of communism. Good call. And we're going to do the same thing and just go ahead of time our industrial focuses, because our economy is so in shambles. Actually, we finally got some good civilian factories here. We don't have any... We do getting 5 from trade. That's the other reason that's happening. Alright. Let's go back to our Navy and organize that thing here. So, we got a reserve submarine. So either way, we're going to have 2 capital ship fleets, I think. One is going to include the aircraft carrier, the Pride of the Navy, and one of each of these battleships, right? So we've got 3 battleships and an aircraft carrier. That seems like a good place to start. So this is Alpha Fleet. Strike Force. Alpha Strike Force. Alright. So we now have to add some... Maybe we'll add 1 or 2 cruisers. Anyway, we've got 2 different types of cruisers here. We have the Suffren class and the Algerie class. So the Algerie class has Yeah, some good ability to surface detection with that. It's 26 knot, also 26 knot. Again, the only difference is torpedoes versus anti-aircraft, so that's not too bad. These are, for all intents and purposes, the same ship. Let's add 3 of those to our new naval force here. And this has to have the right icon. Wait for a second here. We've got to pick the right icon. Strike force is going to look like this, I think. No, it's going to look like that. Alright, because that's what a base strike force looks like, yeah. Okay, now, decisions available with regard to Spain. What if we ban fascism? It doesn't change at all, because there's no fascism already. Intervention in the Spanish Civil War. Allows sending of support equipment. Allows Spanish factions to purchase weapons from us. Our stability goes down, but our war support goes up. Something we needed to do when we got to 12 war support, and I can't remember what it was now. All parties in the Spanish Civil War will gain manpower based on the relative strength of their respective ideology in France. Well, that's pretty good, too. Our stability continues to go down. Stability, which is helping our political power gain and factory output. Man, it's rough. That is real rough. Intervene on side of Spain. We need more war support to intervene. Joins Spain in their war against nationalist Spain. Wow. We could actually just join the war. Huh. Covert intervention significantly lowers our stability, even though it's covert. But we'd be able to send volunteer forces. Allow volunteer work. All parties in Spanish Civil War gain manpower based on the relative strength of ideology of France. Stability minus 15%, but I want them to win, right? That's the thing. I want a good ally. I just don't think I can... Okay, instead of sending weapons, let's just allow arms purchases. That's only a 10% stability reduction. Let's go for it. I don't think I can afford to do anything else in the Spanish Civil War except that. Okay, back to the naval examination. So we've got our strike force that now has 7 capital ships. So with the 4-to-1 ratio of capital ships to screen ships, that means that we're going to want at least 28 light cruisers and destroyers. So now we get to look at these options for light cruisers. We have 3 classes. So the Emile Bertin is a mine layer. This one... So far the Gasolineer is better. Yeah, the Gasolineer is the best. Next is the Duguay. So let's do the Gasolineer, Duguay, Duguay, and add them... No, we're going to need some light cruisers on that. Now, so that we added... how many did we add there? We added 2. So we need another 26. Now this is where things get tricky, because the destroyers are often really bad. So, Shakal class, Borizok class. Those the only 2? Often there's a ton of them. Here we go. Here's another one. I think that's it. 3 different destroyer classes. So let's take a look at what they've got. Okay. Some's anti-sub attack. Decent speed. So the Shakal class is actually very good for patrolling. The Basque. No anti-sub at all. The Fantastique class is clearly better. So we want that in our Alpha Force. One, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Alright, so that's 4 to 1. And now we can create a patrol force for that group. I think it's going to include... Yeah, they've got some good thing there. This will be a patrol force with binoculars. Boom. So we do that there, and now we got to add some destroyers to it. I like adding at least 6. The more units you have in a task force that's patrolling, the better that task force is going to be at finding the enemy. So we're going to put 8 there, actually. Alright, and then we need to make another group out of this. So let's make a new navy. Let's give them the correct symbol for a battle force. And maybe actually this symbol should be, hey, this one includes our aircraft carrier, so let's give that an aircraft symbol. Alright, now 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy cruisers we can put in there. So that's 6. 6 times 4 is 24, so that's good. We'll just put another 2 of these guys into it. What's going on here? We got submarines. What was that? War just broke out somewhere? Estonian Civil War. Okay. So we've unlocked the ability to sell them arms, but they have not bought any from us. Did it actually do anything? It's possible I just tanked it to get war support up. That didn't do much. But it might have done something. I'm going to go under the hope that it did do something. Ooh. We can elect somebody. Army command. I kind of want to wait until we can get army offense. Or not army offense. This guy, Maurice. Once I get aggressive focus, this guy would give me a bunch. But maybe I got to put somebody in there just to get the 0.06 daily. But it costs political power. I can't afford it. I need the political power to get my political things done. Army, you're going to have to wait. Alright, so now we got a bunch of destroyers. So this has 2 light cruisers, and now that means we're going to need basically all of these destroyers. Except for like 1. Are going to go into this guy. Estonia took 2 states. Well, Estonia did its thing. Good job, Estonia, I guess. And this is going to be my other patrol force here. Bravo Patrol Force 1. Bravo Strike Force. And we're going to name this Bravo Fleet. Alright, now, we're almost done. This is going to be Interdiction Fleet. And now we just need to split this a couple of times, really. You know, that's probably good. Events or decision. Escalator clause invoked, that's fine. We can improve worker conditions, which helps our stability for a while. But I think we'd still need to get that other thing started, so we're going to ignore that for now. We'll get it the next time it comes around. How are these guys distributed? They're guarding the ports and they're guarding the victory point areas. That's good. If war starts out, I'll give them a more proper front line situation if I need to. Now, let's organize these guys into army groups. Army Group 1 is going to have 2 different infantry armies in it. Including a strategic reserve and the mountain army? No, they'll probably go into their own separate thing. Yeah, we'll put the strategic reserve in there, and then the tanks and the mountain armies and the light army are going to be in this thing here. Okay, Japan has declared war on Japan. Good luck, Japan. We are hoping that the Japanese People's Republic will succeed. I would like to send an attaché. I don't actually know what send attaché does. I need to look that up. I know it does something decently good. Let's see. See if the wiki comes up first. Attaché. Technical expert. Sending an attaché will result in higher military cooperation. What does that even mean? Sending country receives military intelligence sharing, army, air, and naval experience equal to 20% of what the receiving country generates for itself, and 10% war support. The receiving country gets 2% division organization and 10% planning speed. So, I think I do want to send them an attaché. But for that, I need to wait a little bit. Oh, but it's 100 political power. You gotta be kidding me. Driving me crazy here. They're actually doing pretty well, though. I don't know that I need to send him an attaché. It might be over before that matters. No longer get the effects from devalue the franc. I got an extra military factory available. So, 500, 140, 300. So we still need an extra one on this. And as soon as I get... Didn't I research the fighter? I was thinking about researching the fighter and I decided against it. Damn. Okay, I need to start churning out fighters. Alright, we're finally in a position where we can get our communist friend added to the political advisory staff. They still add a theorist here? Really? Huh. Oh, it's showing up here, but it actually... Okay, these are just double duplicates. Okay, but Communist Revolutionary. Oh, protests descend into violence. Stability goes down. No, we have to prosecute those responsible. Again? Again we have to do that? Oh, gosh. Okay. But at least now... we're going to gain daily change of 0.03, 0.02, per day. Still better than nothing, and it'll slowly overtake the democracy things. Institute press censorship gives us democracy support. There's no way to reduce democracy here, unfortunately. Now, that's awful, but we can start working on fixing that with women's suffrage to get an extra 0.25 per day. That is not nothing. Gulp. Class conflicts divide France. Oh, our stability is going down again. Latvia's going crazy over there. Wait a minute. Doesn't look like it is. Oh, it's okay. It's directly along. It's directly along the line of the river, and they're both the same color. All right. Now the British are doing their thing. What the heck is the German Empire doing? I can't tell. They're bringing back the Kaiser soon enough. We go back to the chat here. There we go. Hello, MacPie. I know, I haven't been streaming in a while. So long that my damn mixer gave out, apparently. Which is why my audio quality is weak at the moment. Boy, that is extra rough. Disjointed government sucks. So, now we got to decide what to do after that. I think we want to go down here and get like all of these things, because that gives you a lot of good. Although this requires all of the following to get 2 civilian factories. Now I really don't know what to do. I think it's going to be air. It's got to be air, right? We want to at least start producing 1936 fighters right now, because we are going to produce them very slowly. So next, we could add some infrastructure down there for no reason. Soldiers desert to the communist partisans. Recruitable population minus 0.2%. But daily communism support goes up. I like it. So it's actually over 50% now. So after this, we can maybe go down this path to get the free factories and stuff in this area. I don't know. I feel like this is going to give us a lot of free factories too. But this adds civilian factories. All of them are civilian factories, which is fine because we can use more civilian factories to build more military factories. And there's some military factories in there too. Plus, the other thing, research slots are over here. Very important. Begin rearmament. Oh, that might be our next option. 4 free military factories? Hell yes. And if we get him some free army experience too, gosh, it's really hard to choose. Ban the leagues. Gain base stability -4. Oh, but remove political violence. That seems useful. I guess I got to do that next. Ugh. No, I got to get the 4 military factories, then I'll ban the leagues, then I'll look to all of these other priorities that I have at the highest level. You know, I'm going to grab radio before I forget. That reinforcement rate of an extra 5% is huge. So Kaiserreich is very interesting, and I like the ability to play like a different political situation that really makes you think about what you're trying to do. Old World Blues, I just don't have any ties to the Fallout series at all. I have no I do not like post-apocalyptic. It's just bleak and sad and depressing, and not that World War II is that much brighter and cheerier, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Is it locking up on me here? There we go. Oh, there it is. The Soviet Union. Second Russian Civil War. So the White Russians are going for something here. Communist influence in foreign policy. Yeah. Sure. So, mountain army. Is there anybody that already is a good mountaineer? From, like, the other war or something? This guy. Bingo. Rene Orly. He's an old guard, so he doesn't gain experience very well, but he's already a mountaineer, which has a good impact. So we'll give him that assignment. Our best Panzer General? Question mark? Something tells me we're not going to find one. Oh yeah, Armor Officer. Okay, this guy. What is that symbol? Oh, he's a theorist. Theorist roles can't be improved depending upon skill. Okay. What about this? Military High Command role. He's an advisor that will improve our Special Forces attack and defense if we choose him. He's an expert. This guy is a trickster and a cavalry officer. I'm not sure that's good. So I think it's got to be this guy, right? I would like a trickster and an armor leader. But it looks like we just got the choice between these guys here. Reckless, increased planning speed. You know, increased planning speed on our armor is pretty useful, actually. And he's got supply consumption. His supply consumption's even better, though. And his planning speed is good for this. Yeah, I think I like his stats better. Alright, he's got lead on my armor force. My light army, anybody that's got very high logistics that is also an infantry guy. 3? Is that really the best I can do? Defensive doctrine? Ugh. None of these guys are really good for my light army then, but... maybe this guy. Planning speed and max planning is an extra 8%. That's not nothing. Okay, so he's my guy for overseas light army attacks and things that are needed.
Gardez vos rangs.
Then we just need some decent regular old infantry generals. Promotion cost is low, so this guy could get promoted. Never really saw the... guerrilla fighter's not bad, but it seems weird that it makes your entrenchment speed go up. I don't know about you guys. That seems weird. He's got a lot of attack. So he should probably go on my infantry army that's going to do the most pushing. Actually, maybe he's in my strategic reserve guy. Yeah, I think so.
Gardez vos rangs.
Let's find another guy. Ugh, they're all fucking old guard. Every one of them. I can't pay to get a new one yet. Okay, we'll take the old guard, but... screw you guys. Alright.
Attention.
Stupid old guard. Charles de Gaulle. He's actually real good. I might need to make him the leader of my armor group. Let me look at that again.
Écoutez.
I chose this guy because of his logistics value. But you know what? I don't need a logistics value if I'm operating in Europe, so let's use them here. That way, I can use the logistics guy here, the guy with a 4 logistics value. Where is he? There he is. Even though he's an armor guy, that's fine, because I've got a better armor guy in Charles de Gaulle. That'll give me the opportunity to look here and pick Henri for my second army. Alright. Soon. Alright, women's suffrage has now got me up to a little bit more. Okay, details. Where do we go next? Dispersed infantry. Okay, we gotta hold off here. We decided we wanted an extra 4 military factories because we are way behind there. So let's start that right now. This... We're getting radio. We're getting our 1936 air production. We've got tactical bombers already. We've also got close air support. We've got naval bombers. We could get scout planes, but we don't have the ability to build them yet. I think this is where I want to get 1936 cruiser hull, just to get it on the books so that if we want to do something, we can. And to that end, why don't we have everybody... oh, I can't do it that way, huh? Can I do this? Yes. This is going to use up our oil real fast. But we're going to get a decent amount of naval experience out of it. We could also probably trade for oil a little bit with the United States. Just get one set of oil coming in. So we'll get 20 days of naval experience growing, so we'll be able to work with that. That whole concept of trying to rebuild the railroad south to Toulon. We'll see if that reroutes things the way that I want it to. I really hope it does. I really, really hope that it works that way. Man, even 20 days of full exercising is barely going to give me any Navy experience. I'm not going to be able to adjust any of these. We'll turn them back on later. At least they're getting a little bit of actual experience here. Because look, they're all green. They're all fresh. Oh, what the hell happened? Spain requests aid. Though the political situation in Spain has long been unstable, it appears the severity of the conflict has taken the Spanish government by surprise. They've requested any aid we can muster to help them in their fight against fascism and urge us not to dally too long in this critical time. It's doubtful whether the Republican government can win the current civil war without outside assistance, and though the victory of a democratic Spain would be a desirable outcome, it is likely that providing this aid would encourage communist sympathizers in our own country. Oh, God, more political power penalties. Ay, ay, ay. But what does it do? We get 10% more communism, and we could lend-lease to them. They get war support plus 15%. Gulp. Let's try sending them lend-lease. Not a lot. But like, I don't know. Like 5% of my weapons and 10% of my guns. Do 15% of my guns. I've got them in storage. I can't send him any fuel. I'm not making any fuel. We'll send him 5% support equipment, too. Because once this is over, I'll get all that back. I won't get it all back, but I'll have an ally, potentially. And they like us a lot. So we'll see if they accept that. Assuming they will. Wish I had more. What am I giving away here? I'm exporting aluminum, rubber, tungsten, steel, and chromium. Costs 150 land experience to do that. Costs 100 naval experience to do that. We are not getting that. Okay, good. It doesn't look like they need much help. We're just going to give them a little bit of help, best we can. Although they really need to close this damn hole here. Just finish them already. It'll free up so many troops if you can just close those holes. Parti Radical is the democracy faction. Oh, I've got free military factories. I'm not done. I'm not ready for that yet. So instead, I'm going to do infantry equipment, then support, then artillery, and then light tanks. And by the time we're done with all that, we're going to put an air unit in there somewhere, but we're going to get 4 free ones, right? Pretty soon. Beginning rearmament, we're going to get 4 free ones, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have 1 free later. Where else do we want to put it, if not an air unit? I guess we'll put it there. Alright, I got to cancel all those exercises. Still going to take like 5 years to deal with this. Nope, 2 years because I'm importing some oil from the US. So let's see. Oh wow, there were some White Russians over in Ukraine. I didn't see that. But it looks like they're being crushed. Meanwhile, man, Siberia is a terror. They got no factories, right? I really hope they win, but like, something tells me. I mean, the reason I really hope they win is because I want to see the thing play out the way that I envisioned it. But if they don't, that's, I guess, okay. The Soviet Union will be sufficiently weakened by that, I think. We can't create a faction because we need world tension. We don't need the national spirit. Okay. What allows us to create a faction? Let's look. In our tree, not the other trees. This one. It creates a faction for us. So we need to go all the way down here in order to get it. And we are not near it. We are up here still. Legal equality, more communists. Like, we are super popular with communism right now. We are real good. Actually, we are 2 away from removing this political power penalty that we've been hitting. So maybe we go there and here, switch to communist for real, and then that will hopefully... That'll help our stability. That will get rid of the surrender limit penalty, and then we can focus on all the economic stuff completely. can't believe these take 70 days each. It's going to take so long to make all that happen. But we got to ban the leagues to get rid of the political violence thing. I think the political violence thing is going to keep triggering random events if we don't get rid of it that are going to cost us more political power, probably. We have a lot of occupied territories here. Luckily, their compliance is very high. And Bangladesh and Pakistan are going to war now. I wish you could rearrange these theaters and put them in a specific order. I don't think you can, though. It doesn't look like you can click and drag. That would be nice. Oh well. Now that we are getting slowly closer to this... Oh god, it's still so far away. That's right, we needed the 12% war support for this guy. Oh, Aragon is chopped in. That sucks for our Republican friends, because I think they just took over a chunk of the Republican territory. Oh, no! Oh, no! Things were going so well for you, Republicans! Yeah, that's just a good thing for us, I think. Or did it just cost me political power to do that? I feel like I just saw something change and I messed it up. Oh, well. Yeah, this is bad news now. I'm sending him Lend-Lease. I guess it's not going to be enough. To be fair, what I'm sending them is not a lot. I can't spare is the thing. Yeah, it only requires one of the following. Let's ban the leagues. Yeah, I'm guessing Spain is probably done for. I can't send volunteers, though, without spending more political power to allow myself to send volunteers, but that just trashes my stability, which is already pretty low, which is hurting my factory output, which is already not enough. But you know what? If I... Oh, there you go. See, this is what I wanted to ban the leagues for. Oh, God, that's factory output minus 90%? Holy crap. I don't know if political violence is what causes that, but that is really rough. Rally the British to our side? Hell no. Issue a diplomatic objection. We don't have the capabilities to go to war right now. Are you kidding me? We only have 12% war support. No, actually, I'm sorry, Magpie, you missed the beginning. So I call this one class warfare because I set up the rules so that the Soviet Union, the Germans, and the British would switch to monarchist, Tsarist, or Kaiser, or King Edward, respectively. The United States, France, Poland, and Japan are flipping communist. So it's communists versus monarchists. Class warfare. That is the current plan. But we are so communist. We might just... Oh, election 1940. That's too long. Alright, let's speed up to speed 5. Not much going on here. I could go ahead and mess with my air forces a little bit, because they are trash. How about I just click them all? And those are on an airfield. Okay. Pick these also, and I think that's it. I don't think I have any airfields anywhere else. Let's go ahead and delete all of them. Just send them all back, and I will redo everything. The Republic of Karelia declared war on the Soviet Union. Whoa! Okay. I mean, if you're going to do it. Alright, looks like the provisional Russian government is making progress in the Urals. They'll get a few factories out of that once they get over here. Actually, maybe not. This is where they need to get to. 8 slots unlocked, 5 slots unlocked. They also need to come down to Vladivostok. I'm pretty sure they're going to get quite a few buildings in there. Alright, anyway. Level 5 air base in France. There's no other level... Ah, level 10 base. That's where we're going to start. And... create a couple fighter groups, which are awful interwar fighters. A tactical bomber group, and that's it. That's all we got, baby. We do not have anything left besides those 3. Missing equipment production. Yes. Yes, I see that now. Let's throw a tactical bomber on there. 1 factory is not enough to make that happen. Especially not at our minus 90% situation. Alright, what are we going to do after radio? Maybe we get some of this infantry equipment, because if we have to fight a civil war here, I don't know if you have to fight a civil war, but if we do, I want to have slightly better technology to fight it with. And while I was going to start trying to train some more divisions, it turns out, no, not really. Wait a minute. Nationalist Spain wasn't actually... Oh, okay, so now Nationalist Spain... Oh, God. It's a disaster. Carlist Spain at least hurt the Nationalist Spain. I'm still sending him my Lend-Lease. I'm hoping that it makes a difference. They've got to hang on to Madrid. Madrid is where the major factories are. I think Sevilla also probably has most of their factories. Alright, there's a cruiser hull. And maybe we want to know about sonar at all. The next time that we decide to make something cool with our ships. Which will probably be soon, right? Let me just look. No, I guess not. We don't have enough factories for that. Okay, banning the leagues is good. Strengthen the unions to get us extra communism. Let's hold off on that. I mean, that is just weak sauce. Let's gain some stability, because, wow, it's really bad right now. I take it back, though. I think we wanted to go straight down here. Eh, that's stability too. Alright, so now with this, I could design better weapons. Saying northern France is also in low supply. I don't think it knows what that means, honestly. I gotta get off civilian economy. Can I do that sometime soon, too? My political power is just needed for everything. I need 15% war support. I can get more if I spend a little bit on sending weapons, right? But that just crashes my stability, which is already very low. All of these are just no good for stability. Maybe if I can improve working conditions first. Except that I need to do other things, like pick a political advisor, pick about a gajillion of these guys. Army logistics. Division attrition is reduced. Nah, I mean, he's cheap, but I don't really want him. Can't afford to waste my political power on him if I'm not going to use him. Okay, hey, look, they've mopped up the nationalists in the south. As soon as they finish taking Granada, they'll get control of all those factories if they haven't gotten them already. And then... That's weird. State owner, Spanish directory. And the Polish Communist Revolution has occurred. They are my good friends now. We are buddy-buddies, no? Not, because we're the wrong ideology still. We haven't had our little civil war yet. Come on, mop this up. Oh, man. The Soviet Union is falling apart. There's still White Russians over here? How are the White Russians? The White Russians must be allied with Karelia. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe not. I don't know. We're not currently producing infantry equipment. That's minus 90%. It's like, yeah, no, you're not producing anything, actually. But when we are, I want to be, yeah. Oh, because the minus 90% is added to the inefficient economy and the other things. Oh, boy. Yes, this strike for a year of no producing. Is there a way to avoid that nonsense? Holy cow. But we did get rid of the, we did get rid of the other thing. Factory strikes, all this other stuff. Full employment needs to go away. So we'll get legal equality. We'll force the issue. We are definitely far enough into the, communist block here. We're at 81%. By the time we actually do that, it'll probably be around 86 or 87%, I think. Actually, because we get a free 5% from legal equality, right? So that makes forcing the issue very easy. And hopefully that'll give our political power back. And then I can get rid of this guy. I can switch him out. I don't need him anymore after that. And I can put in like a war industrialist or somebody that'll help me with my economy. Come on, Republican Spain, I believe in you. The Pact of Rome. So there's actually... Oh, yes, okay. So now there is a block of Central European powers here. Led by Italy. That's going to be its own powerhouse. Hopefully they don't decide to go after me. If they do, I'll need to build a damn thing over here. So let's see. We still only have 67 trucks in the stockpile, but that might be enough to test my hypothesis. So this is at 45%. What if I were to motorize this? It now requires 20 of 25 trucks. And these guys still appear to be out of supply. What if I were to really give them all the trucks they could possibly need? Yeah, look at that. They're back up. They're not up to full, but they are up. Now, what if I did that same thing down here? Now, it's not ideal, but if we were to fight a war... Oh, look at that. All kinds of alternate histories happening all at the same time. If we were to fight a war... Turn that back off. If we were to fight a war in an attempt to attack Italy, or even defend against Italy, I definitely want to build a supply depot further up into the mountains there. It's just got to happen. That's what it comes down to. Luckily, I don't think it has to happen right now. Ooh. We can go to early mobilization, which I think we absolutely have to. We need more consumer good factories. We need to improve the speed at which we construct these things. We're finally over 15%. We've got to take the opportunity to use that, which means I'm going to not choose a national focus for a little bit, just so we can get that better economy rolling. It's almost 1938, for Christ's sake. Come on. No template for towed anti-air. I am perfectly aware of that. So that should release at least 3 or 4 factories, I think. One-sixth of them. The Chechen revolt was put down. Decisions. I can't do it. I need the political power for other things. Sorry, my man. Factory and dockyard output doesn't matter at the moment because it's already really bad. Alright, speeding it up a little more. I just want to fix this economy thing, and then I'll pick a new national focus. We'll head down to complete the switch. Yugoslavia requests sale of airplanes. Divert fighter production to cover their order. I mean, we're not really producing any, so you can have my nothing, and I'll take your money. Thanks. I'll appreciate it. So that freed up 2. We'll probably get another 2 when we switch over to the partial or early mobilization. Alright, so Republican Spain has finally finished taking Granada. They've got one tiny little piece over here in Sevilla. And they're pushing back, holding on to Madrid. Latvia was annexed by the Latvians. What is that? Thunder Cross Latvia? Well then. Ah! Modify government. I swept right past it. Okay. Early mobilization is definitely our priority. Now, legal equality. Celebrating the commune would be nice. Strengthening the communist ministers, the unions would be nice. But I really don't need to do that because of the other things I did. So I can save myself 140 days, which is very good as far as I'm concerned. It is 1938, so I want to do that. Bulgaria approaches Great Britain. Oh, they knocked out the Carlist Spain, or whatever the Defense Council thing was. So now it's just the 3 of them again. Wait, what happened to our Lend-Lease? Did it go away? It looks like it... Oh, it went away because we stopped producing the things that we were sending them because of the strikes. Okay, fine. You know what I think I'm going to do here? Passive sonar. That's good. We now have at least some sonar. Should we also get some radar? I think we should probably get some radar. Oh, coordination goes up. Huh. Anywhere within the radar's range. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we're probably going to research some of that soon. Let's go ahead and get a field hospital researched. Of August to get rid of those stamp strikes. Oh, this removes factory strikes immediately. Damn, I didn't know that. I should have done that a while ago. Shit. Alright. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and load the autosave from a little while ago. Not too as far back as I can go. This one. Because it's absurd that I didn't go straight for that guy. The concessions or whatever it was. I can't sit there producing nothing for 3 months that I don't need to. Go away, go away. I didn't realize there was a focus to get rid of that. I thought I just had to endure it. So what I might do here is I will, once we get to the point, speed this up a little bit. Once we get to the point where I have my major, like all my factories starting to work on this stuff, what I'm going to do is I'll stop the stream, save the game, and then just let it play out so it finishes improving the rail network down to Toulon, and see if my hypothesis is correct that it'll stop sending all of the outgoing traffic to Normandy, and it will instead send it out of Toulon, which is a much better place to send it out of, generally speaking. Alright, we're almost back to where we were a second ago. This song always reminded me of Band of Brothers. It seems to either borrow heavily or be inspired by the same source material, I'm not sure. Yeah, we already said go ahead and do that. Oh, it's telling me I have access to the cruiser hull. Yay, look at that. I have access to the cruiser hull. You can stop blinking now. Okay. Appreciate it. Now, is there something in here that gives me naval stuff? Oh, there is. Look at that. I can get naval experience going here. And 2 dockyards, 4 dockyards. And I can get air experience over here to actually start doing something without experience draining. Alright. So reforming the labor laws will get rid of that, but it'll hurt my overall consumer goods situation. It's a compromise. It is what it is. And we're getting a little closer to what we want to do over here. Let's go ahead and make sure all our infantry is in good shape. And actually, yeah, I can't do these just yet, but they're on my list to do eventually. It is 38. I can do this at some point. Maybe once I get another slot for my research. My research wasn't too far behind at the beginning of this game, but I'm falling further and further behind by only having 3 slots, I think. Which is why, as soon as I get this, I really want to focus on this. This is going to take a long-ass time. I do need basic anti-tank weapons. I do want to get better tank engines. Those all seem like good things to have as an investment. I'd also like to have some spies, but I really can't afford it at the moment. So once these 2 military factories are done, saving it, stopping the stream, coming back in about an hour after I have some lunch, and we'll see how it goes. This update made your 4,500 hours in Hoi 4 useless, and you love it. I get you, Craze. I still don't quite understand how this whole thing works. I don't know what it's trying to tell me. What does the 1 of 20 mean? I think that means the throughput at these particular hubs is, 1 of 20, because that's how much is being pulled through. So this hub is 3 of 20. The amount of stuff that's going through this hub to both of these places equates to 3 of 20. Essentially. It's rounding around in various places. But to me, or maybe that's the amount of strain being put on that hub by local forces. That might not be throughput. That's local forces that are pulling on it, I think. That's my guess. But then I can't figure out... Well, I guess I can figure out. The thing that still drives me nuts, it should not cost 20,000 for a supply hub. Maybe 10,000. But that is twice as much as a civilian factory. That seems really harsh, especially when you've got a situation like this where, just because there doesn't happen to be a major city near them, we can't just stop the trains nearby and give... They're right on the railhead. What is your problem? Just take the supplies off of the rail, off the trains. That's very frustrating. And then this situation where it's supplying all my guys through Normandy, and I can't tell it not to. I can't tell it to use Toulon. If I tell it don't do that, they just don't supply them instead. Oh, well, the one place I want to go is closed. Can't use any of the other ports in France. Come on. So I'm testing a hypothesis that if I improve the rail network down to Toulon, that it will instead choose the best rail network out of the capital instead of going to the closest port. Because the closest port is technically Le Havre or Dieppe, but those have weaker rail networks. So that's why I think if I improve the rail network down to Toulon, it'll actually send it that way. It seems like that is a very expensive and needless way to go about it, but it is what it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. How the hell did we get up to 26% war support? World tension, I guess? Because I can go straight to partial mobilization. That's fantastic. That's going to help me a lot. Good timing. Oh, that freed up so many civilian factories. Fantastic. Really loving it. Okay. I'm still importing 1 oil every month here. Though arguably I should probably just truck in the oil all at the same time later. What's going on with Spain? They're still not getting any oh, they probably could get some imports from me if I improve the Lend-Lease again. Because I am actually producing things again. So let's go ahead and send them some Lend-Lease. Not a lot. Let's do 10%. Oops. I kind of wanted to send them more, and I screwed it up. Oh well. 10% of my infantry equipment is probably enough to help them. Modify the Lend-Lease. Let's add 10% of that and 5% of support equipment. I think they're going to win it without help. I think they're going to do it. I would like to send an attaché. I kind of wish I sent it a long time ago. I'd be making so much experience, right? I just had so many other things to do with my political power. I just wish there was a one option, like 120 political power. Boom! You can do that if you go down one of these trees, I think. You get 120 political power somewhere. Maybe it's this guy? No. Alright, so let's get rid of that political power penalty right now. Political power penalty. Force the issue. So, tiny stability penalty, but we'll become communist, and we'll get rid of disjointed government. Free military factories? You gotta be kidding me. That's a dream. I'm not producing any close air support either, so I would like to start. And then make sure we do 3 fighters and 2 close air support, and tactical bombers at 1 for now, I guess. Look at that, our factory output's back to almost normal. Alright, so now we're starting the construction on this new rail network. So for some reason they choose that to send the Lend-Lease, but they won't send my supply out that way. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to pause the... Not pause, I'm going to turn off the stream here, and we'll come back in about an hour, say 3:15, let's say 3:20, and I'll save it and I'll let it run, and I'll just explore the results. Okay. End of stream 1. Let's save it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run, and we'll find out if my hypothesis about your best rail network answers the question of where your supplies are going. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in a little bit.